If you were prepared before you went out to the wilderness, you have a survival kit. You should have a lighter. You should have waterproof, stormproof matches. You should also probably have a fire steel. But what if we don't have any of those? What if something happens where we lose our survival kit, or we forgot to take our survival kit? Whatever the reason, there are more primitive ways that you can get a fire started. Today, we're going to be starting a fire using flint and steel. So this is my flint and steel kit. This is just packed in a little hinge lid tin piece of carbon steel that's got one side flattened, and it's basically formed into it where it actually fits on your knuckles. Got a couple pieces of flint. This is everywhere around here. What I recommend everybody have in any fire kit is char cloth. These are really sensitive. They take a spark in a second. You're going to need that with a flint and steel kit. I need to make sure that I got some dry tinder. I need to make sure that I have kindling, and I need to make sure that I have some fuel. Whenever you're using a fire steel, we're talking about really good sparks that you can see during the day. That's a lot of spark. When you're using a flint and steel, we're talking little tiny sparks, but as soon as that hits the char cloth, that's going to take off. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can either hold the flint and strike the steel against it. If you watch the sparks, they go in an upwards direction. If you want to do it the opposite way and hold the steel, use the flint to strike the steel, your sparks are going to go in a downward direction. And you can use whichever technique you want. It's just important to realize which direction the sparks are going to go so that you know which part of your flint you want to put your char cloth on. Now, when you're using the striker, you don't want to sit there and kind of hack at your flint, because all you're going to do is break off little chips of it. You want it to hit at an angle and scrape along it. See how long this is? Try to scrape that entire piece on a glancing blow across that flint. That's going to give you the most sparks, and it's only going to take one tiny little spark to get this char cloth going. So I place my char cloth on top. And like I said, I'm going to try to do a glancing blow, creating sparks the whole way down. Doesn't have to be a hard strike. I just want to get a little bit of a spark in there. And once I get that spark going, I'm going to try to get it up to the camera so that you can see that char cloth take off. Don't know if it's focusing or not. Give it a little time to focus, but you can see that going. I've got my flint, steel, char cloth, got my tinder bundle, and now we're ready to make fire. So I'll take the char cloth, put it up on top, take my striker, and just like we talked about, I want to try to use the entire face of this striker sliding down at an angle, like a glancing blow on this, and one little spark catching this, and I'm off and running. Char cloth is going. I'm going to transfer that. And success. So I can take that, put it right inside my actual already laid fire, and we're good to go. Fire made from flint and steel. We appreciate you taking the time to watch. We know your time is valuable, and we appreciate you giving that to us. I hope you found it worth your time and found it informative and actually learned something. We also hope that you'll subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay safe and stay warm.